Hey everybody, and welcome back to Farmboy's Garage. And today we're working on my 85 Chevy C10, and this is going to be a multi-part series of replacing the radio in here with an aftermarket unit. So the first part is removing the factory radio. So the factory radio has the studs, so we're just going to pull off the knobs. So after we remove the knobs, we can see we're not going to be able to access those nuts real easy through the bezel. So the next step would be to pull off this bezel, which is held in by a series of screws. You also have to remove one of these, and well, I think you actually have to remove both of those. So all around the bezel is screws. I'm going to start down here. I think one of these we just have to remove, the other one we can leave loose. And we definitely don't want to lose our screws. Now if you're, I think 73 to 80, the different style of dash, I believe you're going to have to remove the headlight switch. On this, and the hole in the bezel is big enough for the headlight knob to come through it. So we'll leave it. We're just going to loosen these up. And let's see. Now let's go ahead and take these off. I don't think these have to come off, but it ain't gonna hurt. I got this one now. This one must be stripped. There she comes. That's kind of gonna be held on by this piece right here. We can go ahead and take it off. Like I say, we may not have to do this, but it ain't that much trouble to get it off. And save you some breaking parts. So that piece is just gonna pop off. And we'll work our way around the edges. You may want to keep the screws separate. So I got one up here that's a long one there. I don't think that's probably in the wrong spot. This is probably where the long one should be, right here. Yeah, this thing's stripped out. Alright, so we're going to just kind of pull it back and away from the headlight. And take that out. And we're going to work it up, straight up. This has air conditioning, so this piece here goes way back in there, and it should, well, probably should have gotten this little piece here on the collar a little bit like that. Get that out of the way. That's going to be the toughest part, is getting this air rester out from the dash without breaking anything. Just have to take your time. Be careful with it. Alright, so with that out, we can access these nuts pretty easily. On the back side of this, there's going to be 3 plugs and an antenna plug. And this one also has a bracket, a brace that goes from the side down to this nut right here. We'll have to take that off. So we're going to go ahead and remove this bolt that holds the brace, attach the brace to the bottom of the dash right here. It's a 10mm headed bolt. And it should be just a self-tapping. It goes into the bottom of that bracket if nobody's ever changed it out. I'm going to reach behind here and see if I can unplug these plugs. If not, we can always get them out later. But before I do that, before I forget, I want to measure the shaft distance on each side. This is about 1 1/4 inches. Well, it's about 1 1/8 inches. And this one's, it's hard to read, it's about 1 1/8 inches. Alright, so that's where I want the new ones to be, 1 1/8 inches past this. And this is going to be a little more difficult because we've got an air duct in the way. it's actually going to be very difficult to remove without removing this air duct, this duct that runs underneath, which is pretty easy to remove if it's not screwed in. What's going to make it worse here is I got a backup camera hooked up and I've got to remove it out of the way, I think. We'll see. We're going to push it as far as we can against the duct on the passenger side. Let's see if we can clear this. It's really hung up on this hood release. There it goes. And we'll push it all the way forward, bring it down. I'll show you what this thing looks like. You can see that it's been removed before, and when it was put back in, it didn't get put back in right, so it got kind of bent over right here. And it's very difficult. Sometimes there's a screw in that end, but that has to come out because that's the only way to get this radio out from the bottom. So once we have this duct out of the way, the easiest way is going to be go ahead and remove these nuts and push this radio in, pull it up and then down, and then we can undo all the plugs in here. These nuts are 5/8. You just have to loosen them up a little bit. Just unscrew them. These radios are prone to failure after they get a certain age. I mean, this thing's 32 years old. The caps in them go bad, and gets a lot of static. Tuners don't pick up good, so while we got, actually I'm gonna go ahead and replace the speakers while we got everything out, and that'll be part 2, is replacing speakers. All right, so we're just gonna kind of grab it from the back, and we'll have to get that bracket out of the way. Bend that bracket back a little bit, and we're gonna go push it up. There it goes. Right, we can pull it down, and now we can easily see our plugs here. And just a little clip on them, just pop them out. These plugs have got a little bit of damage to them, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of repair work on the wiring. This one plug don't want to come. There it goes. And then the antenna pops out the back, and there you have it. So here's the bracket, and if you can get behind here and loosen this nut up, I just bent this one back some, but you can loosen this nut up and that bracket will swing free. The plugs all plug here. It's just a single clip. You pull back and pull them out, and then the antenna plugs in that port there. And that's all there is to removing your factory radio from a 73 to 87 Chevy pickup. So thanks for watching, and please rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't.